Good evening, listeners. Tonight, we open on a thrilling note with the Western episode. Around Dodge City, in the Territory West, there's just one way to deal with the killers and spoilers. That's with the U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. The story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of a man who moved with it. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal.
Wanted for murder.
Wanted for murder.
Clay Richards. Age 31.
31.
Height 6 feet. Eyes brown. Hair red.
Eyes brown, hair red. Hey, how would you like me to print a picture on these notices? I got a woodcut. Let me show you. Ernie, fetch the marshal a copy of that front page. Interviewing Clay's wife yesterday, I noticed a tintype on the mantel. Their wedding photograph. So, first thing you know, I snitched it.
Very thoughtful.
I'll take it, Ernie. And then I propped it up in front of me and carved me this woodcut. Ain't she prime? Ain't she just elegant?
Real elegant.
A good likeness, don't you think? Of course, he was 7 or 8 years younger on the tintype.
Yeah, it's a good likeness.
Hair was shorter.
Doesn't show it makes a law-abiding man like him try to rob a bank. Doesn't look like a man who murdered an old cashier and a cook who just happened to be there. But it's a good likeness.
A picture like this sure dresses up the front page, don't it?
Yeah, it's a little masterpiece, Mr. Hightower. A notable contribution to the culture of Dodge City.
Well, thank you, Marshal. Does fetch the eye, don't it? I'm printing an extra 500 copies of the weekly, and I bet I sell 'em all. Too bad the cashier's shot went wild. If he managed to kill Clay, or even wing him, why, I bet I could sell 1,000 extra copies.
We must be thankful for the blessings we do receive, Mr. Hightower.
Oh, I am, Marshal, I am. Why, just before it happened yesterday afternoon, I didn't know what I was going to fill my columns with. And then, like manna from heaven, 2 murders and a bank robbery.
Attempted bank robbery, Mr. Hightower. He turned and ran before he got his hands on so much as $1.
Mr. Dillon.
I'm talking business. What is it, Chester?
Oh, well, it can wait, I guess, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, print Clay's pictures on those notices, Mr. Hightower. Now, where were we?
Eyes brown, hair red.
Oh, yeah. Also known as Red, Bricktop, and Sorrel. He didn't answer to no other nicknames, did he?
No, that's what they called him.
All right, then. In big letters. $400 reward. Dead or alive. And at the bottom, apply Matt Dillon, Marshal, Dodge City.
Mm-hmm.
Print 200 copies. How soon can I send Chester over for him?
This afternoon.
All right, then. Have a nice morning, Mr. Hightower. Chester.
Think those posters will do any good? Richards is probably over the line into Oklahoma or Colorado by now. That strawberry roan of his, fastest in the county.
He has no money. He panicked and ran out of the bank before he got a penny. I think he'll try to get some from his wife or sister or friends the first chance he has. Maybe tonight. I say he's around here somewhere. I'm sorry I turned on you like that, Chester.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Dillon. Out all night with the posse, no sleep. Man's bound to get touchy.
Nah, it's not. It's the way the people use a thing like this. The men riding posse last night, they enjoyed it as if they were hunting fox or possum. Hightower back there, he acts like it was his birthday treat specially gotten up for him. Everybody just finds a way to use it. What was it you wanted to tell me?
Oh, I got a kid, a little boy locked up in a cell. He ran away from his home back in Cottonwood. Ed turned him over to us when he come through on the stagecoaches now. He's about 12 years old.
Whose is he?
Widow woman, Mrs. Bonnie. She's running a boarding house in Cottonwood. Ed says the kid's always running away. A little wild, I'd guess. He flagged Ed for a stage ride halfway between there and here. Soon as Ed saw him with his bundle on his shoulder, he knew what he was up to. He told the kid he'd help him, but he turned him over to us.
All right. We'll send a telegram to the mother to come and fetch him. Well, come on in, Chester, and shut the door.
Mr. Dillon.
You're letting in every horsefly in Kansas.
Mr. Dillon, I think you better cancel the order for them notices.
What?
The Dutchman's coming up the street, and he's leading a strawberry roan, and Clay Richards is draped across the back.
Like a sack of wheat across the saddle. Last time I saw him was 2 days ago. He was standing at the bar laughing his head off. A sack of weed across his saddle, and followed by half the saloon bums and loafers in town. All right, Chester, make him keep back.
All right, now stand back. You hear me? Back. I said step back.
Ziegler! How'd it happen, Ziegler?
My goat. My old Billy goat. He pushes open the tent last night and runs away.
Forget your goat. What about Clay?
I tell you, this morning I go to look for the goat. I walk here, there, and near the river. I see Clay. He sits there and I say, "Hello, Clay. Big heads." And that's when...
Dirty Dutchman, you no good dog. Clay was your best friend. He helped you buy your farm. Now you killed him.
All right, all of you. Keep back, everybody.
Clay? Me? Oh no, brothers we were like. We was in the war together.
You killed him for the reward.
Not so! I killed nobody! Not since Gettysburg. Clay is dead already when I find him. I don't even own the pistol.
Ziegler, inside, quick! Chester, give me a hand with Clay's body. All right, all of you, listen, shut up! I will not tolerate a disturbance. You know me. I've got him, Chester. Take his legs. All right, kick the door shut.
Marshal, I don't kill Clay.
On this table, Chester. What did you do with his gun, Ziegler? His holster's empty.
Gun? Clay's? I don't got it. I don't even own one.
Chester, see if it lipped off when...
His holster was empty come up the street. First thing I noticed. Maybe it's over on the...
Ah, another customer. That's 3 in less than a day. Oh, what a bountiful harvest. My fees this month will keep me in luxury.
Doc, I want to have an inquest as soon as possible.
As soon as I finish the autopsy. Shouldn't take too long with the practice I've had this week. Not at all. Late afternoon all right with you? I'll take him over to my office right now. No thank you, Chester. I can carry him all by myself. You just open the door there and I can... there. And Marshal, tell the city fathers I'd like to make a deal when the corpses are as famous as this one. Back in '53, fella I knew in San Francisco earned a fortune exhibiting the head of Joaquin Murrieta. Tell them if they let me keep the remains, I'll do the autopsies for nothing.
Shut the door, Chester. Ziegler, where is it that you met Clay on the river?
By the ford. This side by the ford.
Right out there, Chester, and see if you can find Clay's gun. Maybe he dropped it when he was shot.
I did not shoot Clay.
Sure.
I did not. I had no reason to. I did not. I did not.
You listen to me. Maybe you think Dodge has gotten so big that I don't know about everything that goes on here. Well, if you do, you're wrong. You think I don't know about the bank having an overdue mortgage on your farm? You're wrong. $400 is reason enough for a struggling farmer like you.
No, I would not do such a thing. I am a human being.
To a peace officer, Ziegler, that's enough grounds for suspicion. But whether you did it or not will be decided at your trial. In the meantime, you just stop yammering about it.
Trial? Me?
Even when I shoot somebody, I stand trial. If they find it's justifiable homicide, and they probably will, Clay being a wanted man, they'll let you off. And if not...
Please, am I permitted to go now?
Go? Are you crazy?
My farm, the stock. I must look after it.
You sit right down. You want to be lynched? You trying to get yourself murdered? Have you forgotten about Clay's brother Adam?
He will not believe I should.
What difference does it make whether he believes it or not? His brother's been killed, and everybody's looking to him to do something about it, and he knows it. He can be as mean as a cornered mountain lion. He hangs out in the saloons with a rough crowd. Adam is more likely lapping up enough courage to come here and ask me to hand you to him for a present. You want to know who will be with him? Every loafer, every bum, every slob in town, slapping him on the back and telling him what a shame it is. Egging him on to kill you so they can have some excitement and some fun. Maybe you deserve killing, but it's my job to uphold the law, and I'm not letting you out of here.
But
You might spend your time trying to think up a better story. That is, if you intend to stay in this town. Alright, now think back. Didn't Clay go for his gun before you shot him?
I tell you, I didn't. And if I'm not under arrest, you have no right to keep me here. I go look after my farm. I go.
Alright, Chester. Lock him up.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dillon. Come on, Mr. Ziegler.
I did not. I did not.
Step out, Sonny. This cage is bespoke.
Who's in there, Chester?
The little old runaway from Cottonwood.
Oh, come over here, son. Come over here to me.
I know who you are.
You do you?
You bet. You're Matt Dillon.
Huh. Guilty.
I knowed you right off. You pointed out to me one day back home. Fella said you were the fastest gun thrower in Kansas.
White Earth would be awfully interested to hear that, I'm afraid.
Fella said you were faster than old Earp, faster than Wild Bill Hickok, Bat Madison, or any of them. How many fellas you killed?
You don't keep score, son. It's something you try to forget.
Not me. Someday I'll be famous like you, and for every fella I kill, I'll put a notch on my gun. People will see those notches and they'll know they've been in a...
Why did you run away from home, bub? Don't you know your mother's likely to worry about you?
She won't worry. She's too busy. You ain't gonna make me go back, are you? You wouldn't do that, would you?
Well...
Because it wouldn't stop me for long. I'd only run away again.
Where are you off to in such a sweat?
Texas, California, Mexico. Fella can accomplish a lot of things there. Not like living in old Cottonwood. If you let me go, someday when I'm famous, you could tell people you helped me get started.
Well, that's a pretty strong inducement. I'll have to think about it for a while. And, look, while I'm making up my mind, I want you to give me your word. The word of a man who'll be famous someday, that you won't try to run away from me. Otherwise, I'll have to have Chester lock you up again.
I'll shake on that.
Good. Chester, I want you to go look for Clay's gun.
Yes, Mr. Dillon.
And on the way, stop off and send that telegram. You know?
Oh, that telegram. Yes, sir, Mr. Dillon. I'll get on it.
Where's Ziegler?
It's alright, Chester. Go ahead.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dillon.
Where's that murdering dog? Oh, there you are, you...
Not a single step further, Adam.
I want him, Dillon. He murdered Clay, shot him down without giving him a chance.
How do you know?
Because Clay wouldn't have let anyone catch him off guard except a friend. Huh, a friend. Now, Dillon, give me that Dutchman.
Try to take him.
It's like that.
It's like that.
So, it's true what the fellas say. You made a deal with the Dutchman to give him the reward and protect him if he killed Clay for you.
That was the deal, was it?
Yeah.
The fellas say why I'd make such a deal.
Dillon, it ain't no longer a secret round town that you and Francie won each other. But Clay was in the way. You had him killed so you could get his wife. Do you deny it?
No. It'll serve as well as any other crazy story to work you up.
You think you're safe behind that star, don't you? Well, Clay had friends. Lots of them. I'm coming back with them friends and we'll get the Dutchman and you and anyone else who tries to stop us.
Alright, Adam. I'll be waiting.
Yeah, you wait.
I almost seen something pretty bad just then. Didn't I, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, almost. About another pint of whiskey ought to do it. Son?
You say something, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah. Open that drawer in front of you there. You'll find a small bottle of oil in there. No, the one to the right. Yeah, that's it. Now bring the little brush, too.
Here it is.
Thanks, bub.
That's a right nice gun you have there.
It's not bad, but a little stiff. Just a little stiff.
Don't it have a trigger? I never seen no gun without a trigger before.
No, you remove the trigger or tie it back against the guard. All you have to do is thumb the hammer. There, like that. It's faster. That's better now.
Remove the trigger. I'll remember that.
What in the world for?
Oh, I remember everything you told me about the Texas holster and the spring holster and the double roll and the filing off the sight.
Oh, it's just me, Mr. Dillon.
Any luck, Chester?
Oh, no, sir, not any. I went to the store first and asked Mr. Denton what kind of ammunition Clay used to buy. He told me he had a double-action .44. I scoured that riverbank a half mile each way. Not a sign of it.
Huh.
I got that telegram off. You know who ought to be here pretty soon. It's only 7 or 8 miles from here.
Is there a fire in town?
Funeral services for Mr. Grinnell, the cashier.
So soon?
It's awful hot weather.
Yeah. Any of your guns need oiling, Chester?
I don't think so.
You sure? When Adam left, he'd said he'd be coming back with some friends.
I know. I stopped at the Long Branch just now to rinse out my mouth. Adam was there, talking mighty ugly and mighty big. He's got a sizable following.
Yeah. When do you think?
Any minute now, Mr. Dillon. Want me to take Bub out of here to one of those hotels, maybe?
Hey, I want to see it.
No. I think it'll be safer here, Chester. Behind stone walls rather than knocking about the streets rubbernecking.
You keep your head down, sonny, you hear?
Matt, I gotta talk to you.
She ought to be in mourning if she cared for Clay at all anymore. She ought to be in black.
Matt,
Oh, Lord, I find her more beautiful all the time.
Matt, have you heard what they're saying?
What are they saying, Francie?
That you made Pete Ziegler kill him because
I'm sorry that got back to you, Francie.
it's all over Dodge. Adam almost strangled me before they dragged him off.
Francie, I said not shoot Clay. I beg you to believe me.
Shut up, Ziegler. Shut up or I'll plug you to death. Francie, it's just one of those crazy stories. They needed one and they made one up.
But, Matt, everyone believes it. On my way over here, people were pointing. They were whispering. Old women clucking their tongues at me. They believe it.
They'll forget it. And as soon as this is over, they'll remember that even if we once did go out with each other, it was finished and done with even before the war ended. Before you even met Clay.
No, they won't forget it. For the rest of my life, and as long as I stay here.
Hold it, Francie. Yeah, Doc, what is it?
Oh, am I interrupting something?
What is it, Doc?
Well, the autopsy's finished. I examined his liver and...
This is Mrs. Richards, Doc?
Oh, I beg your pardon, ma'am. I'm sure I meant no disrespect for the departed.
Well?
Clay was shot all right, but from the nature of the wound and the coagulation of the blood, I'd say it happened sometime yesterday. I'd say the cashier's bullet didn't go buck wild after all.
How could a dead man gallop away?
Well, that wound wasn't what killed Clay. The bullet hit the rib cage and bounced off. .22 caliber it was. What did kill him was a stab in the back, right through the spine, inflicted sometime this morning. Near as I can tell by a small blade, maybe 2 or 3 inches long, it could have been a Barlow knife.
Thanks, Doc.
Please accept my condolences, Mrs. Richards. You can call the inquest anytime you're ready, Marshal.
Chester, close the door.
You see, I didn't do it.
All right, so you stabbed him, maybe. You said he never carried a gun. Look, Francie, go home and give matters a chance to simmer down.
Matt, I'm gonna have to ask you something.
Yeah?
Turn Pete Ziegler out into the street.
What? Francie, they're itching to get their hands on him.
Let him have him. It'll prove that story is a lie, that you couldn't make a deal with him. Please, Matt, I have to live here. Matt, don't look at me like that.
Go home, Francie. Go home or leave town or hang yourself or anything you like. Just go away.
Matt.
Away, right now.
How about me as a bottle at Long Branch, Mr. Dillon? Would you care for a drink?
No.
I guess the funeral's over.
There'll be others.
Funny, now I missed that bell. Awful quiet, ain't it?
Just about on schedule. Are you ready, Chester?
Yes, sir, Mr. Dillon.
I'd use a shotgun if I were you. It's more effective when there's a mob to be dealt with.
Well, yes, sir, I aim to.
Ziegler, you too, son. If problems start, lie down flat on the floor and keep your head down all the time. Don't gawk to see what's happening. You understand me?
Yes, sir, Mr. Dillon.
All right.
Dillon! Come out here, Dillon. Quit your hiding.
Chester, I want you to stand here in the doorway after I go out so you can cover the back door and me at the same time.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dillon.
All right, Chester, open the door.
Bring him out of here! We gotta get it!
It's my duty to warn all of you that you are in breach of the peace.
We don't care!
Bring him out of here! I'm sworn to uphold the law. I've I've killed men in order to do it, and I'm prepared to do so again. I asked you to be sensible and leave quietly. But if you refuse to listen to reason, if you insist on being fools, if you've already decided to act like wolves instead of humans, then there's nothing I can say to make you change your minds. We don't care. Take it out of here. We want it. All right. You want Peter Ziegler? Well, he's not more than 20 feet behind me, so come on and get him. Any of you. One at a time or all at once. Come on. Which one of you wants to die first? You, Adam? Well, what do you say, Adam? You let him here. Don't let this star on my chest stop you. Come on. There. I'm not wearing it now. Come on. Draw, Adam. Draw.
You alright, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah. Get his gun.
Man alive, I couldn't even see your hand move.
Marshall! Oh, don't tell me you.
Doc, you make one single funny remark and I'll knock you down. You just take him to your office and get to work.
Well, I never do mean to offend, Marshall. It's just, bodies are just so much lumber in my line of work.
Make all the jokes about him you please, but not to me and not in my hearing. In my line of work, there's nothing humorous about this. Give me a hand, Chester.
I got him, Marshall. Thank you. Thank you, though.
Can you direct me to the marshal's office?
Yes, ma'am. Right here. I'm Marshal Dillon.
I left Cottonwood as soon as I got your telegram. I'm Mrs. Bonnie. Where's my boy?
Oh, we have him, ma'am, safe and sound. Right this way, ma'am.
I am so sorry he put you through all that trouble, Marshal. The truth of the matter is, he's a wild one, and no mistakes, takes after his father. One scrape after another.
Oh, he was no trouble at all. I enjoy children. I like to have him around. Bub, your ma's here. Son, where's Chester? Where's the boy? Did you let him slip past you?
No, sir, Mr. Dillon. He never got past me. Look, the back door is open.
He's seen me and he hightailed it. That devil.
Huh. We'll round him up for you, ma'am. Don't worry.
Oh, I don't know why I bother hauling him back. If he's a runaway once, he's a runaway 1,000 times. This time, he ran because I wouldn't buy him a gun. He wanted a real one. That boy is just gun crazy, I swear. So, I got him a nice Barlow knife instead.
Barlow knife?
I reckon it didn't satisfy him and off he run.
Barlow knife. A kid. Chester, find that kid.
Marshall, has he done something bad with it? He promised he'd use it careful.
Never mind, Chester. He's got Clay's strawberry roan. We'll never catch up to him.
I try to bring him up right. I tell him be good, but he don't listen. He just don't listen.
Now calm yourself, ma'am. Just calm yourself.
Here's his little bundle, Mr. Dillon.
No. Oh, give it to me. It's pretty heavy. Here, you're better at knots than I am. Open it, will you?
The moment he was born, he's been nothing but tribulation.
Now, please, ma'am, what's he got in it, Chester?
He got a shirt, stockings, piece of sausage, and... What? Oh, my...
44 double action.
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Dillon. That's Clay's gun. Well, he didn't manage to keep it long, did he?
Well, if he wants a gun that bad, he's bound to get a hold of another one somewhere, somehow. Chester, call Mr. Hightower over.
Hey, Mr. Hightower, come on down. Mr. Dillon wants you.
Marshall, could I have a drink of water?
What? Oh, Ziegler, I forgot all about you. Chester, where are the keys?
Well, they're right there on the desk.
There we are. It'll be safe for you to go home now.
Can I go back to the farm?
Yeah, that's right. I'll send you for the trial.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Yes, Marshal?
Mr. Hightower, it appears that we can do business after all. Get some paper and a pencil. I want some notices printed.
Fire away.
Wanted for murder.
Wanted for murder.
What's the boy's name?
Bonnie. William Bonnie.
William Bonnie.
William Bonnie.
Age 12, height about 5 feet.
5 feet.
Hair light, eyes blue. I don't suppose he's known by any other name.
No. Everybody just called him Billy. Or the Kid.
Also known as Billy the Kid.
Thanks for tuning in to Gunsmoke, originally written by Walter Newman. Matt Dillon was played by Alex Bailey, and Mr. Hightower by Jack Bailey. Chester Wesley Proudfoot was played by Kyle Larson, Dr. Charles Adams by Bodie Wesley, Adam Richards by Ben Jones, and Peter Ziegler, the Dutchman, by Jonathan Holloway. Francine Richards and Mrs. Bonnie are depicted by Rowan Cavazos and Kaylin Hawkins. The boy, or Billy the Kid, was voiced by Andrew Dominguez. This program was produced and directed by Liz Wilson. This has been your announcer, Evan Curtis speaking. Now it's time to hand the show off to an even more suspenseful episode. Everybody, enjoy the rest of the show.
This episode of Ascension On Air was produced by Ascension Academy Theater Arts under Section 107 of the Copyright Act and was directed by Liz Wilson. Sound engineering by the students of the high school theatrical production class and sound editing by Lexi Shamir. Original music was written by Michael Byersmith. Thank you for listening to Ascension On Air.